involved now. Be on the right side of history. Be on the side of good. Wear the white hat. It's your chance to be involved in human history.
You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch. You piece of shit. You fucking goddamn fucker.
There's a fucking murder right down the hall.
We should not submit to dehumanization. I don't know about you, but I'm concerned with what's happening in this world. We're going to stand up and we're going to be human beings. We're going to get fired up about the real things, the things that matter. Creativity and the dynamic human spirit that refuses to submit. Well, that's it. That's all I got to say. It's in your court.
Sound. No sound.
Oh, come on. Okay, welcome to the Southwest Side, ladies and gentlemen. It's Thursday, May the 20th, and we're live from Austin, Texas. Chris from Austin. I'm here with Wesley Boyd from Oregon, direct from the Socialist Republic.
We're a little bastion here. The sheriff has told OSHA to piss off. So, you know, I can walk around most stores without a mask now, and people get mad, but the stores don't do anything.
Man, I got into a fight. I mean, I didn't mean to, but not into like a real fight, but you know, like these security guards want to act like, you know, like they're freaking mob cops syndrome on them.
Yeah, dude.
You know, they really like to flex. You know, when they earn $7.25 an hour.
Fuck that, dude.
I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but I mean, seriously, like, they really get high off denying you, and then like go admit, yeah, I agree, you're right. You can have a medical condition, and you don't have to say anything about it. But I'm still not gonna let you in because I decided not to. But anyways, here we go. John Bound. We're starting off with a John Bound video.
You're fooling with Mother Nature here. You're allowing super viruses to be created with a 15% mortality. It's very dangerous. I think it was a huge mistake to share this with China, and it's a huge mistake to allow this. We should be very careful to invest.
I fully agree that you should investigate where the virus came from. But again, we have not funded gain-of-function research on this virus in the Wuhan Institute of Virology. No matter how many times you say it,
there was research. There was research done with Dr. Shi and Dr. Barrack.
There were two separate grants given from the NIH to the Wuhan Institute of Virology, and the wording of one of them is slightly ambiguous, and the wording of the second one, which clearly specifies gain-of-function research, that grant was cut off and not completely funded. So it may be that somehow between these two things, Dr. Fauci has a view of events that is compatible with what he said in the Senate a few days ago, but doesn't really sort of change the overall fact that the NIH was funding dangerous research at the Wuhan Institute of Virology.
Fauci testifying to the Senate, along with the head of the CDC and others, all confirmed that around half of the NIH and CDC, from the doctors down to the nurses, have taken the experimental COVID-19 shots.
What percentage of the employees in your institute, your center, of your employees has been vaccinated?
You know, I'm not 100% sure, Senator, but I think it's probably a little bit more than half, probably around 60%.
This is the final blow to their lies, not just all the deaths, not just all the cover-ups, not just the fact that Bill Maher and the Yankees and everybody else that takes the shot test positive months later, or that most people in the hospitals now dying of COVID-19 had taken the vaccine. really the vaccine killing them.
The new variants are a production and result from the vaccination. You see it in each country. It's the same. The curve of vaccination is followed by the curve of deaths.
Not just the censorship trying to block those of us that expose it. Not just big tech merging with big pharma in a total conflict of interest. Not just Fauci and Bill Gates and the UN running the Wuhan lab with gain of function and lying to Congress about it being caught red-handed.
Do you support the money from NIH that was going to the Wuhan Institute?
Let me explain to you why that was done. The SARS-CoV-1 originated in bats in China. It would have been irresponsible of us if we did not investigate the bat viruses and the serology to see who might have been infected.
Or perhaps it would be
in China.
responsible to send it to the Chinese government that we may not be able to trust with this knowledge and with this incredibly dangerous viruses.
It's the fact that they, the very people who are telling us to take it, will not take it themselves. I was told months ago by sources inside the military and at NIH and CDC that they are shooting the vaccines into the trash can or down the drain when they say they're giving them to each other. This is not our first rodeo. America and the world's gone through
Probably
this.
shouldn't put them in the drain. Just saying.
This is biological terrorism. This is biological, psychological warfare. This is criminal activity, and we will not submit to it. We declare independence against it right now. One of the best-selling supplements in the United States and across the world in the last...
Can't hear you. Volume.
We
Muted.
are back, ladies and gentlemen. Decide what side. One day closer, one day further into the New World Order takeover of America and the world. Because when America falls, you know, that's it. Everything goes down with it. And I mean, I'm not here because I'm trying to scare you or well, I guess in one way I do want to scare you into action because I do think things are very critical, but I'm not here to shove fear porn. You know, but we are in dangerous waters. Mr. Wesley Boyd, how are you doing today?
Oh, just fine. I don't like that phrase, fear porn. Fear porn, what do you mean? Like stuff we should be scared of? You mean that's kind of like, hey, you're going to have a wildfire here if you don't get a hold of things. Well, you're just peddling fear porn.
I mean,
okay. And it's like, I think it's just a diffusion. I think it's a people. I think it's a. I think people use that word fear porn because they just want to be like, they want to hang out and they want to just do their thing and just not really care about shit. Fear porn. Only give me positive news, dude. I've had people tell me that. Man, if you don't have anything positive to say, don't say anything at all.
Yeah,
it's like, wow.
That too, because I accidentally. Okay, so check it out. Story time. I worked in the shipping department of Kendra Scott, the warehouse, right? And our new manager was this new like weird ass hyper weirdo former country sorority girl who wanted to like rise the ranks and prove that she was like, you know, like, oh, Miss All Powerful woman, career woman over here. And like she begged the top offices to let us, the guys that did the unloading from the freaking delivery trucks, to get us to sit in on a meeting with one of the lead designers of the jewelry and show us what inspired her and how she went from this material to this. And I didn't know who she was. So during the meeting, I was like, man, these are kind of ugly. I said it just like that to like people around me. I didn't know she was like the freaking, and I mean, everyone knows me. I was like, I'm not like an asshole, but
that was great.
And they were like, hey, maybe you should say things and don't say anything. And it's, you know, that thing you just said. What was it? Don't.
Yeah, if you have anything to say, anything positive to say, don't say anything at all. And it's just like, I'm just saying, like, I think these are ugly. Like, it's not positive or negative. That's an objective. That's a perfectly, subjective thing to say. I, Chris, think this is ugly. What? That's not negative. Sorry.
And then,
like don't try to
we're
sell
the
me this
guy
shit.
that all we have to do is unload the truck and put this
Dude,
jewelry
there's
box
yeah, like
to the right. And why do we
there's
have
a
to sit in for this? This doesn't concern us. It was so stupid. But she wanted to
yeah.
prove that she
Anyway,
was like getting things done, and she was like, so she could put on her resume. I educated my group on the
yeah.
latest.
Anyway,
But okay,
Anyway, so we know that the CDC's been lying. We know that Fauci's been lying, and we've been calling them out on this for months. And it's cost America billions of dollars. It's cost lives. It's cost lots of stuff. But we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to worry about that one.
Yeah, it's crazy because you can see where they're taking people. They're gonna peddle a carrot in front of you or an apple. I don't know how the phrase goes, but they're gonna
Carrot,
tell you if you want to be able to be mask free, get your vaccine, and it's all a lie. It is all a lie, 100%.
Right.
This is all about. I mean, I don't know if this vaccine that's being rolled out now, what percentage do they plan on injuring or killing? But a lot of people are getting injured. So I don't know if they went ahead and rolled out a heavier plan that they anticipated. Maybe they saw people were starting to wake up, and the number of woke people was outnumbering, what they could manage. So they just start hitting us with the medium-sized bioweapons. But
Right. I think this is all a cover. A lot of it. I think they're releasing stuff. I think a lot of these quote unquote vaccines, these mRNA, I think it's something that we don't even know what it is. They probably just started throwing in, every 10 boxes put in some crazy bioweapon that's going to mutate inside of people. That's why you see like one person their intestines liquefy, then another person their brain just shuts down. And then other people just feel kind of weird and kind of get sick later. I think they're just throwing everything. There's like, just shove whatever in there. There's no FDA approval. We'll just mark it as a COVID vaccine. It'll be fine. I think that's a lot of what's happening. And then now we're going to get all these variants that are going to come out of people. People are going to become petri dishes, like I said last week. Last week. Anyway, or the other day. We're going to be petri dishes, and then it's just going to stew, and then it's going to spread to the rest of us who don't even have a vaccine. It's going to be great. So the only thing I can say is you need to get healthy as possible. We're living in even though we're going downhill, we're still living in a wonderland of, nutrient supplements and things you couldn't get, even 100 years ago. Our diets could be so good if we just tried, get while you can, collect all that stuff, get healthy. The guy shoving zinc and magnesium and all the vitamin C and D down in the apocalypse, he's going to be the one to live.
Definitely. Guys, now is the time to get yourself ready physically, mentally, spiritually, every category. Now's the time. While you're there, while you have time, because time's running out, and I'm not trying to just scare you, because that's our game plan of getting followers. We're trying to tell you this because imagine right now it's like being in Germany in 1937, 1938, 19, I don't know. It's like we're at that moment in history again, before a great crisis. For America, we know it happens every 80 years. But you don't need to even know that to see that, things are brewing, and a lot of things are about to start happening really fast.
All right.
You know.
Right. I do think the comparison to Nazi Germany and Soviet Russia and all that, I don't think it's quite what is true. I think we have a completely different thing going on right now, because Nazi Germany, as we all know, Nazi Germany, Soviet Union, Pol Pot's, everybody, all those guys, they were just a new world order testing things out. Just hear what works, what doesn't work, what can we get away with, how can we manipulate. Half of it was like, okay, we're going to do this horrible thing, and then we're going to have the media kind of just brush it underneath the rug. How much can we get them to, trust us? That way, when you start bringing up stuff, people are like, I don't know what that is.
Wait,
Because they haven't seen it on the History Channel. They haven't seen, everything going on. So the Nazi Hitler, he was just a protege to the globalist. He was just like, let's see what happens. Can we actually get away with some eugenics and actually, conquer the world?
oh,
Let's see.
yeah.
He was a
get,
setup.
like,
Stalin was set up. All of them were set up. All of these men are nothing. Huh?
Like, in terms of how close we are to the danger, in terms of like
We're-
minutes to midnight being like, I
Right.
don't know, war, next big crisis. Well, shoot, the Corona
I'm
thing,
saying-
I think it's already a big.
I'm
Whether,
s-
even though I know it was hyped up, but it did have big consequences. It was like 9/11 worldwide, slow motion.
I'm saying that we don't even know what our timeline is. We don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we've never had the things we have now. The information, half the globalist problem is that there's so many people talking about this stuff, even on their platforms like Twitter and YouTube and all that. They can't stop it. There is too much. So
Wait,
it gets to a point.
Can get that bad?
I think we're going to have a fighting chance. It's going to get bad, but we're not going to be completely like raged on and destroyed. I don't think.
Really?
I think, yeah,
Man.
dude. We need to stop being all black pilled. That's how the globalists win.
No, but I think
They're
it's,
scared. If they were winning, their propaganda wouldn't be necessary.
I feel like, personally, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like, who knows, most, like, let's say, up to 1/3 of the planet could be dead within the next 5 to 20 years. So I was thinking, I'm gonna start thinking about the next life, and if I gotta go out against the globalists, then most people would only have like a few more years anyway, so you might as well, even though they will win when they get established, they'll start crumbling right away because they never really ever fully got full power. Does that make sense?
They were Agenda 21, dude. Right? It was Agenda 21. Now what is Agenda 2030?
Yeah, and then there's
So-
2049, I think.
Yeah, Agenda 20. They're even talking about Agenda 2050 because they don't think Agenda 2030 is going to happen. So you know what? They're getting pushback. They act confident, dude. That's one of their only weapons is to act confident. We need to stop because we're patriots and we kind of stick to ourselves and we're all about the individual. We're like, no, I'm not going to act all like blusterous and all. That's not honorable to do that, which it's not. But these guys, they're just like, yeah, we're winning all the time. We do what we want. Ha ha ha. And that's why they're like, going all out. That's why they're like completely saying like, just get your damn vaccine. They say, get your vaccine. It's mask or vaccine. That's your choice here. That's your only choice. They're just telling people now. Now they're outright censoring people of everything for almost anything. By the way, we need to stop using Google Docs because they're starting to censor. They're starting to censor, saying they're going to give you terms that are more gender neutral and not so hurtful. So they're going to suggest you put in chairman. They're going to be like, we would suggest chairperson. So freaking weird. A Google Docs, something you like share between coworkers.
Check it out, people. Read that headline. That is
Yeah.
not a lie.
Yep. That's what they say, but the stores aren't checking.
Well, hold up. Let me read it. It
The stores
begins
here aren't checking.
fully vaccinated people in Oregon, aka Wesley Boyd's backyard, must show proof of vaccination status in order to enter businesses without a mask. Guys, remember we told you it was gonna get to that point, and I don't know, maybe you'll say, "Oh, they're not gonna enforce it right away," or oh, it's only in the
Yeah.
really, really strict areas. Yeah, but this is all the training for when they release Ebola on your ass.
Right, they're gonna say this is the only option. This is how you fight. We have learned from the coronavirus that this is how you fight a deadly pandemic. So now we must do everything we did in the corona. Good thing we have all these systems in place. It's just that's gonna be the line.
Yep. So people, we've already started seeing all the side effects and high death numbers from these rollouts. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen. I mean, we've had famous people, DMX, Marvelous Marvin, the boxer. Who's that other dude? The guy for Eric Clapton, for the white folks out
Yeah.
there.
Anybody? Whenever you see one, you remember people. If you remember a few months back or a month or so ago, you see all these celebrities on TV. All these like B-list celebrities and all these people taking the vaccine, and you notice you don't see a lot of them anymore because a lot of them got really sick. Even the guy, the Clear Eyes guy. Clear Eyes, wow. For anybody who lived in the 90s, he most boring man on television. I can't remember what his name was. He was on Fox News all the time, an economist and all that.
Jobs?
No, it was anyway. He wasn't a host. He was just on there. But anyway, he got the vaccine. He's just like, I felt terrible. I felt like I felt delirious and everything. It's a killer. I'm not saying it kills. But it's like he's trying to be all measured while trying to say this thing's gonna fuck you up. Sorry, but that's just that's the vibe I got from him. Like, this is gonna screw with you, but here's my video talking about how awesome it is. It's so yeah.
You're saying that the vaccines passports are not really required?
Not in my area. We're not yet, anyway. Anytime if someone does that, I'm gonna say I'm not gonna have it. I'm not gonna come back. I'm already not going to most stores. I'm going to a grocery store, a meat market, a little corner store, and that's pretty much it. A hardware store and an Ace, because they've never asked me to put on a mask. They've never harassed me about it, so I'll keep going there.
Do you guys have a Mexican meat market?
No.
Oh,
they have a white people meat market, I guess.
What's it called? Williamson's?
No, it's Heinz. What does it matter? It's Heinz Meat Market, I guess. What the fuck does it matter, dude? What does it matter? I'm just saying. Like, they're the only ones who are, like, not requiring the mask. I mean, they were wearing them, but it's like, and when I told people, like, hey, these people yell at me, or they're like, wow, really? They're like, that is ridiculous. Because they used to assume, because even in the executive order, it says medical condition. So everyone's like, no, medical condition. But a lot of people, there's a lot of stores, they don't care. They'll still kick you out, even though if you have a medical condition. So, I bet you all these people are gonna go get their vaccines and be like, oh, I got my vaccine card, see? I can go into a store without a mask. And then the store's gonna be like, well, sir, you still have to put on a mask. What? Well, I got a vaccine. See? Yeah, well, that doesn't matter. You need to put on a mask. That's what it's going to turn into.
They're still going to force you to follow their bullshit rules. And I'm saying that because we need to face the facts. I mean, this is how you get taken over. And we're going to show you a video on Jonestown Colts coming up on how groups are able to be manipulated. Let me finish up on the Oregon thing.
You know, did you know? Did anybody know that Jim Jones, the Jim Jones cult guy, he was very influential in politics in his area, and
Right.
senator, and friends of the senator, and all that. Weird.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it talks about that.
It does. Okay, I just knew that.
Yeah, the Oregon Health Authority is now requiring businesses and religious institutions to enforce mask mandates by forcing people to show proof of vaccination. CDC last week updates mask guidance and said fully vaccinated people no longer need to wear masks indoors. In order to prevent the unvaccinated from walking around unmasked, the Oregon health officials are now creating a caste system by making the unvaxxed lepers
I take it as a compliment.
for real. But
anyway,
man,
so yeah,
I don't know if I told you, but I got into an incident with a loser security guard at a Mexican grocery store over the masks. And then the whole time he had it below his nose, and he was like,
I know.
Like this.
I know a lot of people.
It's all about how they want to flex and act like they've got a little bit of power just because they're addicted to honey buns and video games.
Yeah, people the businesses are afraid to get fined, which it makes no sense for one, because especially like around here, they're like, oh, well, I don't want to get fined. It's like, okay, you know that I can just call OSHA and tell them that you're not making people wear a mask and you'll get fined. I don't have to have proof or anything. So it doesn't matter. Like someone can call if people do or don't wear a mask. So why do you even care? That's my big thing. It's like, it's not like you need proof. So what you understand is arbitrary. You should be suing OSHA.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, I did see that thing about OSHA on Gateway Pundit.
Yeah, no, I don't get it.
Yeah, so
I just learned yesterday that this happened. I got really, really mad. We knew it
was
coming. We created .video a few years ago. It exploded. Then
Alex
URL
Jones
got banned on YouTube, banned
I
on
hear
Twitter,
him.
banned all over.
Oh,
so you can't share it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're back.
Yeah. No. Remember when they told you 2 weeks to stop the curve, to stop the spread, and then that turned into
over a year ago.
Yeah, and now I think it's like 15 months, 14 months, depending on your area. And now there's gas shortages, and I'm pretty sure we talked about it. What video exactly? I don't know, because they banned us on YouTube. But check out Blessings 777 on YouTube.
No, good.
That's back up, and Decide What Side is still live on Rumble and Locals and Gab, and you can check out all the places we're at down here in the little bar. But yeah,
right.
They banned us. So, but yeah, we were telling you about food shortages and gas shortages, and now that's become a mainstream topic. So, like I said, when the mainstream people, when your average dummy, and I'm sorry to have to say that, but I mean, the general public is really dumb. They've dumbed us down. GMOs, vaccinations, TV, programming, video games, nutritious food. People are pretty dumb. So, what happened? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. No, so these Frankenshots are a violation of international law, Nuremberg Code, and everything. We need to have. This is the man who wrote the Biological Weapons Treaty, and he's convicted people in international court of crimes against humanity. Francis Boyle. He's told he's told everybody on air that this needs international like criminal cases brought against it. Like people need to go to jail, at least go to prison and go and forever because they know this is bad. They know mRNA vaccines are bad. They know that it's just gene therapy and that it kills most things. That's why it's never been approved. So you cannot give experimental injections, because that's what these are, to people. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you didn't know it was going to kill people or what. This is like, it's experimental. You might as well have killed them. Even if they're not dead. You might as well have killed them because you've ruined their lives. Now they're going to have consequences far-reaching beyond anything they see in the next year or two. You're going to have, like, the guy who got the vaccine, I feel fine, I was great, so the vaccine's great. And then he has kidney failure 2 years later, then he gets cancer, and then he gets brain damage, just random happenstances. And the doctor's going to be like, well, it's just a random thing, and you're one in the million that it happens to.
No,
it's just like, oh, yeah, totally.
All you got to know is Tuskegee. The government was injecting
Tuskegee.
Okay. Injecting black men with live syphilis to study the effects, and they did that with a lot of other groups, also in Guatemala, and that's why they banned our channels, because we talk about these things that are public record. The government injected people with live syphilis, studied the results, did this for decades, and supposedly they stopped in the 70s, but no, or whenever they stopped, but no, that was when that project stopped. They still kept doing mind control programs and a bunch of other stuff. There's loopholes and ways around things. But
anyway, well, that's kind of all I got to say about that myself.
For a long time. And then,
oh shit,
the guy pushing it is saying we need to lower the world population, and vaccines is one of those methods. And then he's, his foundation happens to run a simulation predicting exactly what was going to happen. I mean, you got to be a real moron not to connect the dots here. But anyways, let me show you. Can I show you this video of Biden?
I suppose.
All right. Check this out.
You see, he threatened to run over somebody the other day.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's like, wow, dude, a little touchy, are we?
Can you hear it?
No, I can't hear or see it. Nothing.
Okay, my bad. Here we go. Yeah, so Biden's been losing it, and every day he does something ridiculous.
I'm proud today. I'm proud today of the United States. I'm proud today of our political system, the United States Congress. I'm proud today that Democrats and Republicans.
You're good. We hear it.
Together.
You hear it?
Yeah, we hear it. We're good.
Let me close with this. Grief, as we all know, is universal.
Dude, he looks fucking horrible.
So is love. Sounds corny, but it really is. It really is. And hope and love can be contagious.
Dude.
We're the United States of America. We're good and decent people. We're unique among all nations in that we are uniquely a product of a document, not an ethnicity, not a religion, not a geography, of a document. And think about this, I'm being literal. uniquely a product of a document that says we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights,
Bullshit. That's
including
insane.
life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Every time we're silent, every time we let hate flourish, we make a lie of who we are as a nation.
Real angry.
I mean it literally. We cannot let the very foundation of this country continue to be eaten away like it has been in other moments in our history and happening again.
Wow. I mean, obviously, nobody's saying being racist is good, but just the way he lashed out there.
He looks horrible. He looks horrible, dude. He looks like he's just such an old man now.
I'm proud today.
Old and I mean, totally taken over by evil.
Yeah, I think it looks like he just has. It looks like he's just like got something inside of him running him like a puppet. Not to get too spiritual on people.
Yeah. And like we said several times, that's what it comes down to. We don't know 100% what is running these things, but
we know Hillary.
We know they have bad intentions.
We know Hillary Clinton had that security guard with that injector pin with him all the time. You know, what was she shot up on? You know, what's Biden shot up on? You know, maybe they take a little bit of Satan blood and just right in the back of his head right before he starts the speech.
Man, so there's big stuff happening in Maricopa County. I'm not gonna lie and pretend I know all the details, but
yeah, they can't tell us anything because it would like hurt the country. It's be bad for the country. Well, why, pray tell? Is it because it would show Joe Biden's illegitimate?
Yeah, there's a lot of shady stuff happening, I believe.
Right.
They were trying to fight it because they were saying, why would you need to do this? Because last year everything was normal, so that means this year everything should be normal. Things that didn't even make sense. But yeah, it's just that there's so much going on that it's so hard for something to get the focus. And I really hate how most people, if the mainstream media is not covering it, it doesn't exist. It's not real part of reality, you know? So if mainstream media is not talking about Maricopa County, then it's not really a big deal, I guess, if you say so, but they don't really come around. What do you think about that?
Yeah, anyway. Oh, I think a lot of people are just in a daze and they need something horrible to shake them out of it. You know, not everybody can just be swayed. Most people can't be swayed by logic and reason. That's just the sad fact of the whole deal.
Yeah. And did you see that the Colonial Pipeline went down again, supposedly?
I heard some other company paid a ransom again to the ransom software.
Well, check this out.
It goes down again. Are you kidding me? Wow. Yeah, because they got it going again. Now it went down. Now it's got to go down again.
You know, due to hardening efforts, computer problem on their end.
Right.
How to just prevent shippers from requesting fuel deliveries.
Right.
Disruptions continue with more than 10,000 gas stations still dry in the South. Colonial insisted the latest disruption was not the work of hackers. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
like as soon as Biden got in, it's like suddenly the ride got
nothing works.
Worse.
Right. No, the thing is, dude, one thing about that is it becomes a story, right? So here's the thing. People can handle about 3 stories a day. You know, that's 3 stories at a time within whatever time frame you give, a week, day, or whatever. So if you have, you know, the pandemic and the vaccine, you know, they can at least say, oh, no, it's doing the best, we're trying and all that. And then you have the colonial pipeline. And then you have the general racism, it's police brutality thing. You know, if one of those goes away, something has to fill it, right? So what is that? That's going to be election fraud. Is going to fill one of those gaps, right? I think that's most of their strategy. Is just trying to make people distracted away from. Wait, hey, we don't have a legitimate president. The legitimate president's actually being investigated by New York for criminal charges, for ambiguous things, for no evidence, just saying the Trump crime family. You know? It's like him or hate him or love him or be apathetic about him. If he's a legitimate president, what does that mean for the country? What does that mean for our system? That means everything Joe Biden has done is illegitimate. Everybody he's hired is illegitimate. They do not belong. Do we go in reverse? I mean, I say no. I don't know what's going to happen. That's what legally should happen. Legally, I believe it'd be like, oh wait, hey, Joe Biden, I guess we got to file articles of impeachment because of the voting. Like, why can't we impeach someone over that? It's like nothing personal, dude. But you know, you can't. You're in on a high. Well, he is. So it's like you're in on a high crime or misdemeanor. He admits on video. We have a crime fraud network. Like, he didn't even say it was like protection or guarding, just like the biggest fraud network. It's just like he's on video admitting it. So it's like he was complicit in it. So that is a crime and or misdemeanor. So therefore, you know, he's applicable. He should be impeached, right? Yeah, and then Trump should be, you know, then what do? Do we run another election? Which I think, you know, in all intents and purposes, Trump would win because who else is in the running at the moment who's not a Republican, you know? And anybody who goes against Trump is going to lose all those votes. So it's not like DeSantis is going to come in and challenge him. And it's like, okay, but what do you do? I wonder that. Like, I would like to ask Robert Barnes that. Like, what do you do? Do you like replace him? Maybe it's something that's never happened before. So what do you? Whoops. Do you just go whoops? So what does that mean? That means the voting system, as long as you can get the fraud through the first time, you're good. You don't have to revert. You don't have to go back. You don't get in trouble. Sounds like a free country to me, Chris.
Here we go. I was looking for that.
Secondly, we're in a situation where we put together, and you guys did it for our administration, the President Obama's administration before this. We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics. Secondly, we're in a situation where
Whoa. What
so
is this? Jesus
okay,
Christ.
Joe Biden admits it. So therefore he should be impeached.
And you guys
anyway, you want to play the Maricopa County video? Or the voting fraud video?
Yeah, let me look for it.
I mean, there is no voting fraud. Voting fraud does not exist unless it's against Trump. I am a good NPC.
Which Maricopa County video? The John Bound one?
Yeah, the John Bound video. Do you want to play that? It's about voting, right?
We can also play the what's the one?
Do you want to switch? Do you want to switch subjects?
Jonestown. But whatever.
We can switch subjects. That's fine with me.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing.
Up until recently,
can't see it.
The CIA's long, close relationship with the late Jim Jones has always been a mystery.
From the very beginning of his ministry, Dan Mitrione was always close in the shadows. Mitrione was an
Could you
expert
take the
in
ticker
torture
down?
and counterinsurgency techniques for the CIA.
Or take the
who
banner
taught
down?
Many of the same methods used by Jim Jones. In 1978, 1 year after the CIA's MK Ultra was exposed to the public, nearly 1,000 people died in Jonestown. The chief medical examiner reported that nearly 90% were homicides, and yet the American media called it a mass suicide. Jonestown became known as the place where hundreds of people drank the Kool-Aid. Jonestown seems to be a CIA beta test for the COVID vaccine agenda being rolled out today. Jim Jones applied many known mind control techniques, separating people from their families, creating a lingo to distort the truth, demonized the questioning of authority. But what really stood out was his constant warnings that the government was going to try and kill them all. He said that he would not let them. He had his followers practice suicide drills and called it revolutionary suicide.
I'm willing to die tonight for revolutionary suicide. Thank you.
The main ideology of Jonestown was that America is a racist nation and capitalism is evil. And they sought to create a utopia of equality and fairness. We know all about this ideology in 2021. The slow destruction of the family unit can be traced back a century to Planned Parenthood, to the 1964 War on Poverty, to gay marriage, all the way to our current trend of transsexual child abuse. This has created generations of lost souls, ripe to be exploited by the charlatans and sociopaths who wield the power of pop culture and mainstream media. The cult is given their own lingo to distort the truth. They are woke, and to be woke requires absolute conformity. If you question the authority, you are silenced. You are labeled a racist without any evidence, or a science denier without any scientific explanation whatsoever. And above all, you are taught that human civilization is killing the planet. You are taught that the only way to save the earth is to depopulate. You are taught that humanity is a virus.
Human beings are a disease, a cancer of this planet. You are a plague.
And so when Bill Gates, the front man pushing this narrative for the past decade, steps out and offers the final solution.
And then the final solution, which is a year to 2 years off, is the vaccines.
It's no surprise to see the cult lining up to get their shot. The crimes against humanity we are witnessing are almost indescribable. Every institution created to support and facilitate human civilization is now being used to destroy it. And every person who put their faith in the system has now been betrayed. For Infowars.com, this is Greg Reese.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting video by John Bound. I guess we'll wrap it up on that note. These are the same techniques that they've been practicing on Jonestown and various other small groups. Now they're applying to society as a whole. So
right,
that's how they work. They build up. They start small and work their way up. And now we're there where they've run enough simulations. They've tested enough. They know people are dumb. So now we're going to hit them with the full weapon. So if I was y'all, get ready. Start saving information. Get backups of everything. Because as they attempt to take over, we still got to spread the truth. And if It's very simple, you know. Do you want to be free or do you want to be a slave to the bankers who want to push pedophilia?
Right.
All right. Anything else? Any other
No.
statements of power?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Decide what side. It's like we're saying, it's gonna come down to you having to make a choice. Decide today. Stand against evil.
All
And
right.
subscribe